Hello everybody, it is Ebontis, and I'm probably not the first one to do this and won't be by any means, but what I wanted to show you guys is a run-through of Whisper with a build that I've got for my Titan. It's not overly, specified. I'm not going to be, swapping things out or anything too much, but there are a couple things I want to go over and the main reason why you would do it. Now, it is a 20-minute run. Now, I think I said in a previous video, I got to the final boss, and the timer stayed at 0. I have a feeling that's a glitch. Since then, I finished him off in less than 20 minutes, so it's been doable, but I just wanted to point that out, that anything I may have said on that before, probably just wrong. So 20 minutes total. Biggest thing is, if you're not comfortable with the platforming, don't really start working on Legend, especially if you're trying to do it solo. Get really comfortable with the platforming section when you're on normal first, and that's going to help you quite a bit. So your modifiers, Epitaph, to taking combatants generate Blight Geysers when defeated, just something to keep in mind. Try not to stand where they are. Incoming solar damage, that's something to definitely keep in mind for a lot of the Knights and fire that's coming your way. And then sniper rifle damage is overcharged. So you got a couple options here. Whisper is on the table. Whisper is a way to definitely put in some damage. Key thing about Whisper is getting crits. Now, some of the bosses that you fight in the final room, getting crits on them is a little bit easier. Especially the big knight. That one's not too bad. But when you're trying to find guys that will teleport around or walk back and forth or move around a lot, it's not the most reliable for me, just because there's a lot that goes on in this room, and sometimes you gotta also shoot the floating orbs that come at you and stuff like that. So what I went for DPS when I get to the actual boss room, I will switch over and I will use Dragon's Breath. And when you actually get to the boss fight, that is where I switch. Up until then, I'm just looking for something to clear out all of the majors as quickly as possible, because all you're trying to do is get to the boss room. In there, you get a rally flag. You can switch over everything you want to. At that point, it's really up to you. So I use a solar machine gun, mostly because you've got quite a few enemies running around, but you've got a couple of taken captains with solar shields, so it's nice to be able to knock those out quicker. And other than that, it's really kind of up to you guys, but this is just an efficient way to clear a bunch of ads during the combat section. As for the other weapon while you're clearing ads, when I get down here and using an exotic like Dragon's Breath, I was using actually Uriel's, Amit AR2. I know this is craftable for everybody. It's triple tap, it's solar. Really, the only shields you're going to be facing in here are solar and then a couple of arc, but I feel like the solar are more frequent and generally more annoying. So that's kind of a piece to deal with. And then for a backup weapon for DPS. Now, this is where it depends on what you've got. I have been trying to get a good succession. I haven't really got one yet, so I'm kind of trying to get up there. This is probably the better way to go. So if I went with something like Long Shadow, like I've got a really old one with Rapid Hit, triple tap, I could go backup mag, so I've got 7 in the mag, and that way with triple tap, I can have a pretty chunky amount of damage. That's not a bad way to go. And when it comes to the boss fight itself, that's not a bad option. The main reason I have Scatter Signal for a lot of the combat section is for the Blights. There are a lot of Blights that you have to kill in first room, not the second one, third room, and then in the boss room. There are two times where you got to clear Blights, and it's just one of those things that gets to be a little annoying with anything besides a chunky weapon like this. Machine Gun's probably going to do all right, but I will probably have already switched off it by then. So for me, it's yeah, you can sit there and shoot your primary at it, which, we could try. And that's why up until the boss room, this is just nice to have because I don't need that DPS. Now, if I could get the succession I'm farming for, I would probably give that a shot. I might run Long Shadow in here on a separate run and run them back to back and see how they do. We might actually put both of those in there and I'll kind of explain that. But for this run, I'm going to run mostly Scatter Signal because usually, depending on if you play kind of around some of the bosses and get relatively close, I can get a good chunk of damage. And with Overflow on this one, again, this is craftable from this season. So if you're playing right now, I've got to imagine this is likely an unlocked candidate for you. If not, you probably should unlock it because damage with accelerated coils, and it's just a really good way to get some good DPS out there. For your armor, again, right now it's Solar Threat. I've seen it rotate between Solar and Void. It's probably got Arc in there, but I just haven't seen it yet. So I'm running double Solar and Void. The Axiom Bolts get to be a little painful, so that's why those are nice, depending on which boss you go for. And then for my helm, for my exotic, I'm truly going Survival. Now, I've done runs where I will switch over to Pyrogale Gauntlets and try and get a really good DPS chunk out of my Burning Maul. But for survivability, see what you've got that will help keep you alive. So for Titans, Precious Scars is actually going to be a really good one because the biggest thing it does now Final blows from weapons matching your subclass with the same damage type create a burst of healing around you and allies. So if you're running with other people, also for something like Onslaught, this is fantastic. For Warlocks, you've definitely got another option. I'm thinking of Karnstein Armlets. Melee kills restore health for a short time. That's definitely a way to stay alive. You guys have Well of Radiance, which is going to help keep you alive. I've got Bonk Hammer, so there's cures and healings. Definitely if you're running solar, something that I'm not as worried about because I'm picking up my hammer. When I pick it up, I get cure, but a healing grenade, if you're really working to try and go like solo flawless, you could definitely go a healing grenade if you're in a pinch and depending on your subclass. As for your hunters, now you guys, it's going to be a little bit different. For the hunters, I have a feeling if you just use the arc super where you throw your staff into the enemy, for one, that's going to get you some good DPS. Also with Assassin's Cowl, you're going to have powered melees, and then if you dodge and get your melee back, if you're sitting there using that one, you can get a nice little succession, like kind of group of abilities going. And when you get to the final boss, partway through his damage phase, he's going to start spawning a whole bunch of little shadow thrall that run at you. So being able to like power melee and get your health back and get you a portion of shields, finishers, things like that, that's actually going to be a really good way for you guys to stay alive, get some health. Those are going to be options. Wormhusk Crown, if you just dodge and want a health bump, that's an option too. So you've got a couple options if you want to go survival. If you're going for DPS like Celestial, Nighthawk, or anything like that, that is a different setup. Again, I told you I'm mostly going for survival here. So that's the main reason. High as your resilience can be is going to be good. Double whatever the threat is, and then if it's not solar and void, I don't think you really are going to need too much arc resistance in here. The little stuff shoots arc, but again, the deaths aren't too detrimental most of the time. So let's jump in, and I'll show you guys the run. I'll do this one with fusion rifle the whole time, and then I'll probably do a back-to-back run after this recording with the sniper rifle, whichever one I like the most, and I'll probably talk my way through them. That's the one I'm going to put in here, or at least I'll put the part of the damage phase that I like the most. So here we go. Now, as I've covered previously, I would get some type of mobility exotic on in the front, but I covered that in my normal guide, so if you're still working on the mobility section, that's not what this guide is for. This is truly just to try and get through this opening section as quickly as you can. So again, right now I have my Lion Rampants on, just so I can have my extra float for a couple of these early jumps. Love the music change. Still one of my favorite missions just for the art style, the music, the voice of Zal, all of it's pretty legit. So if you're wondering, like a guide, I've got my normal one out there explaining where to go and where to jump and how to take this slower, but if you're on Legend, you got to move a little bit quicker than normal. So this is where I will typically jump off. Now, if you're like an eager edge skater and all that fun stuff, more power to you. That's not one of those things I'm just going to put in this guide. I just want to show you guys where you could probably get some of your jumps to land. That's a Lion Rampants landing though, so not everybody's going to get that, but I know plenty of Warlocks can float pretty well. Hunters, you guys have your options too. Now, if I walk up and it's like that, I will typically stop, and then when it comes out, I'm going to do like the little hoppy run. So tap and jump as much as I can. Try and get past the first two. That was a little less smooth than I would like, but I got by it. And then this one, if you can get past this one and then get up here, usually you should be okay. Now, if you want to have grapple in here for a backup, that's totally fine. I've got Lion Rampant, so I know I can just kind of work my way over here to this wall and land this. And then what you want to do is, I used to not be able to clamber this edge, even though Destiny 2 lets you. So I try and land flat on that one. Just to stay underneath the little thing that's going to try and push you out, I always jump early, run this way. And if you've run the normal difficulty, you know how a lot of this goes. I'm just trying to show you guys more of a general speedy run through this section as much as I can. Being a little reasonable, I'll pull out the machine gun here just to get a few shots in. Now again, I'm going to float a little farther than you might. It's not the end of the world if you do. But you really got to watch your timing on stuff. I won't even shoot the guy behind me there just because I know he's not a big deal. So again, if you got mobility in here, use whatever tools you have for that. I do like to take this guy out a little early just so I don't have to worry too much about it. Again, with the door, if it's open, and it'll be closed while I'm flying and should open about when I get there. Now, I'm not quite as good as the capture artists getting that perfect fly through here, but this is still a pretty easy way to get over here. I don't even get to the guy because literally once you're on this fourth one, I'm just jumping up, trying to float in here as quick as I can and avoid him entirely. So much you don't have to worry about. Usually my goal, and this still used to be a thing when I would run the mission previously, getting to the combat section in about 4 minutes would usually be comfortable. And we're more powerful than we used to be, but there's another boss in there, so they kind of change things up. But yeah, if I can get through this section, get to combat in about 16 and a half minutes or so, like with that much left on the clock, I would usually be pretty happy about it. Try and make sure you really focus that fall. Land here. And then here, just make sure before you go in, if you got any different armor on, to make sure your stats are running well. I will switch over because my stats are pretty junky like that. And now it's just about clearing everything out as quick as you can. So starting at about 16 and a half, that's a pretty good goal, because that's not like the fastest you can do this section, but it is a pretty good way to do it. I go in here and try and get this going first. You're going to have a lot of thrall coming at you, so I really try and focus these guys down. Now again, I'm using my tools, but a good grenade to get all these thrall grouped up is going to help. You're going to get bopped around here a lot by all those things early. So once you know you've got that down, look for the adds on the lower level. A couple of the vandals will do some shielding. Taking Captain up top. Alright, next thing you're going to be looking for is a couple of these guys, but you're looking for whoever's doing the shielding. Kind of your main focus. If you got any guys doing shielding, that's the stuff you want to take out. And you'll know it when you see it, because it's the big beam of light going to some other guy. And the more stuff you can take out farther away, the better. Now, this guy up here, you shouldn't have anybody who can shield him, so that slows that down. So at this point, there's a sniper over there, but I'm just going to focus on this one first. Clear this one up. Gonna grab my orb here. Now he's shielded, so I can't do too much about him. So at this point, I'm going to chuck my hammer inside, get at least somebody cooking a little bit. Seems like my hammer is outside. And again, I'm going to leave the deaths in here just to show you guys. If you're going for a flawless run, you just got to refine everything and be cautious, but it's very doable. Now, the fact that I lost my hammer actually sucks. In here, that's not what I want to do. So again, trying to find the guys that are taking you out. As soon as he's down, should be good. Then now I'm just waiting for my hammer to come back up. Now, if you want to be fast in this room, I typically go hammer, because I'm going to hit my rally flag when I get back there later. There's usually one guy hiding. But if you can get down here and bring your super, like if you got a long damage one, I'll bring this over here, try and cook this guy. Just help save some heavy ammo. Try and focus this one down next over here on the corner for the knight, so you got a little room to work. Take this one out first. Now I'm running a little low on ammo, so hopefully we do get some soon. Otherwise, we're going to be really slow on the blights. It is ridiculous sometimes how much health the blights have, truly. Yeah, I feel like I saw some ammo go down somewhere. I did, so I'm not crazy. I'm going to reload my machine gun because I know I got a lot of stuff to deal with over here. And hope I can get some ammo while I'm running through this section. But again, it's really just about speed. So if you're looking up here for the blights now, figure out what you can do to be efficient up here. I got plenty of fusion ammo now, so I'm going to use it up here. And that's kind of a risk that I took, being as those guys hurt. Hammer, once again, is going to go away, which actually sucks, because I can't get back to it in time. Damn. They hurt because they shoot back at you. That's the thing, is they're little bolts that return fire. But I got some heavy ammo. Take this guy out. And that's the thing, the deaths really aren't that detrimental. As long as you're kind of efficient in what you're going to do, it's not that bad. Up here, your wall will open. You're going to have one hobgoblin first. Be ready for it. One here, and then turn around. Be ready for these guys trying to shoot you out of the way. There you go. And then just anything that'll blow guys up. So I got Sunshot on me. That's literally why I've mostly got it, is this section. All of these guys have to die before you can go down below. I do have some heavy, so I could probably mow them down pretty quick this way too. But if you're running low on heavy, that may not be an option. And then at this point, you're going to be dealing with some adds down below. So as you're falling, you're looking for this little corner over, like back here. You can set yourself up. And then if you want to go get in the mix, you absolutely can. I try and get down here in the mix pretty quick, just to make sure I'm not too far away, so I can start cooking these guys where I want to. Look for those Axiom Bolts fast. They will start to hurt. So again, you're looking for the 3 shielded Axiom Bolt shooters. Those are the ones that you really want to focus on. If you got heavy, try and keep it for those. Looks like I got a little of both. Got a couple more guys over here trying to really nail me down. And then when you get done with this section, you can actually breathe for a sec. So we're here with 11:30 to go. I'm going to grab a little switch if I want to get kind of a little better setup here. So I'm going to go with damage. I'm going to have my chest piece so I have more heavy ammo. That's just going to set me up to be a little more comfortable in the heavy ammo. And honestly, the debate on like the sniper in here is not a horrible idea. I like to start with this guy though. So I kill the one on the right first. And I really go hard on him. Because he gets to be annoying. He's typically going to teleport, so if you're throwing a grenade, don't get too grenade happy until you find him in the back there. There's a lot of stuff that comes out so quick. So it's a lot of the little ads, so I try and have a grenade work in the back if I can. You're looking for all the Axiom Bolts, and there's a lot of them. So what you're looking for are going to be the Axiom Bolts from the red bar guys in the back, plus the boss. So that's your main focuses. Are these, because they're going to hurt at first. I'm using precious cards to get some of these things going. These are your arc shields, or these guys. When you're done with these guys, you'll be better off. And again, this is not going to be like the fastest record run. This is truly survival. So if I can find the boss, I will shoot him. I will miss. That's just annoying. Now, if you can clear the boss without dealing with all these ads, that's totally fine. I'm just trying to show you a safer method to go for this one. So now I want to find the boss. So I want to hit him again. And then I want to go with super while he's cooking with that. And you're going to get a few more ads coming out. Not that bad. What the super's for. And again, this isn't even Pyrogale, so that super isn't even that efficient. At least I know this guy's cooking, so his shield is down, so I can work on taking him down. A lot of stuff just coming at you, but that's why I like Dragon's Breath, just to be able to cook while I'm not looking at him. It really is nice for just that benefit alone. And if you got ammo dropping, you can be a little more aggressive. If you don't, might have to come up here with a fusion, go for a little different method on it. When you kill a boss, some enemies will spawn, some enemies will despawn. At this point, I'm going to go for the Knight, just because the Minotaur is a little on the annoying side. So I'm going to go for the Knight, because he basically stands there. The Knight's a really good one for a sniper. Like, the Knight would be a great one to fight with a sniper rifle. These guys, if I can get them close, then I can usually hammer them down. That's the big Knight. Wizards get annoying, don't get me wrong, but they're around. Go for a finisher, because remember, reds can be finished with half health. And this guy's not hard. He doesn't stand there, he doesn't do a ton. You can get something on him that works, do it. If he's standing there and he's going to let you shoot him with rockets, that's fine. If he's going to let you shoot him with fusions, that's fine. Going to reload and then go grab that ammo. Going to get some more ads coming in. Where did you go? Now, their slams, I will say, are painful all the way throughout this thing. And the boss as well. Those slams are just something else. For whatever reason, their slams are really, really rough. Now, the wizard's coming back, not that hard to, like, dodge or avoid. Like, one's farther away, might even get him out of range. And if not, and you want to go take out the wizard, go take out the wizard. Because they do get a little on the annoying side. And maybe they'll give you a little ammo you need. Who knows? I like Dragon's Breath because it also has that stun to him. There you go. I got some ammo over there. Now I'm going to get the boss coming. You may as well get the boss coming. Now, if you want to fight multiple at the same time, that's fine. It's just if you're by yourself, it's easier to manage one at a time for me. And then once the boss comes in, this will be our Minotaur guy. His health isn't as bad to deal with, but he is a bit on the annoying side. Hence all the crazy captains that come in. He gets to be annoying, so this is a point where, like, if you wanted to stop up here and switch to maybe, like, a different super, you could. I'm going to still try and do this with what we got going. And even at that point, even if I die, I don't actually care that much because I'm just trying to get as much damage on him as I can. And again, that's a normal super, and he's down. And we got 6 minutes to take the last guy out. So at this point, my advice is get close to the front. If you got any ammo waiting for you, go grab it, which I know I did somewhere. Biggest thing with him is you need to clear out the 2 wizards to be able to do what you need to do. So, my goal to take out the wizards, try and get behind cover, get to where I can actually shoot them. This is where triple tap is nice, just to be a little ammo efficient. That's 1. And then I'm going to go run across. I still got 1 captain up here. He's annoying. Fine. He's going to be annoying. Ow. And again, if it doesn't go perfectly, that's okay, because he's still going to be pelting you from halfway across the room. So yeah, this is not a flawless run, but all of these deaths, if you can manage to, like, find a better way to stay alive, you'll be even better off. So now I can finish him. I'm going to start getting shot by the boss. Come over here. And this is where, like, if I'm just a little more on the consistent, just shooting him with the auto rifle, gets really annoying when this one hides. Now I can put that up and I can block. You guys may not all be able to do that. But this is one of those, if you gotta wait a little bit, worth it. Or if you just go over there and nuke it with something, that'd be fine too. Solar Sniper takes him out really quick. So now I'm at the point where I'm gonna use a grenade to get some bonus damage on him. And I'm gonna get closer with my fusion rifle. But this is where if you got Whisper, he's a really big target. Nice thing about a fusion rifle, when I hit him a lot, I actually get a lot of my super damage back. And again, I'm still sitting there cooking him while I do all this with Dragon's Breath. Now, this is where all of the little guys come in. You'll notice there's going to be Thrall everywhere. Now, if you've got some way to stay alive by killing little ads, this is a great way for you to do it. Now, I've got a super up, but I know I'm going to be able to get his damage down a little bit lower soon. So I'm trying to actually see if I can get him a little lower before I go use a super, so I've got it for the next phase. Because the next thing I need to do, I actually really need to kill some of these guys, because I could use some ammo in the fusion rifle department, because I'm going to be killing a whole bunch of blights to get to the next damage phase. So we're getting a little closer now. I'm going to use that to try and cook him. And all you're doing is going, a little bit of this is just ammo luck. If he's got to get a little bit under half, maybe that last explosion will get him there. He's close. As soon as his shield pops up, he's got to be on the brink, though. There it is. Now you're looking to kill all the blights. So run around, kill your blights. If you got ammo in any of these little areas, you're at least safe from him while you do it. I am radiant, so my fusion rifle's doing a little more. Otherwise, you might need 5 shots. But these are nice for me, because I will go in and I'll have my way to get alive. Now again, trying to see if I can get any more ammo in here, because it's going to be a little hard to kill this one up front. Now, if you're near the wizards and you can take one of them out, I would suggest trying to do it, because you got to do it either way. And this is why I went fusion, is mostly just these stupid blights. So if you can find a way to manage them otherwise, that's totally fine. Now I'm not using Precious Scars properly, because that's not getting me my health back, because I need my hammer to kill him or solar weapon to kill him. So that's just me being a little less smooth than I would like to be. There's some ammo over there, maybe an orb or two, so I'm doing a bit more damage. So, wizard first, always because you're over here, you may as well kill the wizard. So now me standing in a solar spot will actually help keep me alive. Now I'm gonna go kill this one up front a little earlier, but I gotta do it with an auto rifle, which absolutely sucks. Hopefully I get some ammo in here while I'm in here. Now if he climbs in here, you are probably gonna be in a whole lot of trouble like I am there. Yep. If he climbs into that one, it's trouble. I'm out of fusion rifle ammo, which is just really making this brutal. Also making me my time start to run out. It's when you get these deaths and you gotta walk back all the way over here, things start to go not great. Alright, so I'm gonna kill this one because I'm here. Also, when I get done, I'm going to put a rocket on the wizard, if I can. I have enough that I can actually shoot it again. There, wizard's going to go. I still need to kill the stupid blight, and it's going to be impossible because they're all up there. I'm going to run out of time. Well, I guess we're going to test this theory on what works for damage. Come on, you stupid wizard. You're so close to dead, but the blight's got to go too. The boss does have a health bar, but I need to kill the blight too. Hoping somebody drops some ammo at some point. I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and go in here and get a little damage on this. Now, super's up. I'm going to go bigger on him now. And again, this is going to be a little tight, depending on your build, depending on your skill level. This is not going to be like an easy fight by any means. But all of those deaths and a lot of import efficiency, we still did it in about 19 minutes. So that's the biggest thing to know. All of that in there that went poorly, still got it done. So there are a lot of different options for different characters. When it comes to doing DPS, sniper might actually be a good thing. My issue with the sniper is when I get to those blights, what do you do at that point? Depending on what heavy you're using, maybe you've got a better option there. I was also really ammo inefficient on the sniper, on the fusion ammo. Normally, I'm usually swimming in that. So it's a little bit of give and take depending on how things go. Let's get back to orbit and we will wrap this up. So that's where I have found success personally. But there are way too many other builds that you can get this done with. Dragon's Breath, Amit, and Scatter Signal are just stuff I know that are available this season. I'm not using something like, if you can get a really good roll in succession, I promise you that's actually going to be a really fun weapon to use for all of the bosses if you can hit them at range. My issue with some of those guys at range is they're a bit chunky, so the order that I did them, when you hit the little, you know, Vex square for the memory, whatever it is, you're going to get the Blight guy if you hit the one on the right. On the left, you're going to get the Knight, and in the middle, you're going to get the Minotaur. Minotaur seems to have the least amount of health. The Knight, pretty chunky. I think the Centurion guy who shoots the Axiom Bolts is kind of somewhere in the middle. But it also, you'll notice as you progress through each boss, you're going to see different adds that spawn. So if you want to have less Axiom Bolts, but then more Captains, you might do the Centurion later. I like to get all the Axiom Bolts out of the way in one section, because then after that, it's a bit more, you know, all solar all the time, and then I'm pretty good to go. That's my run, though. Hopefully that helped you guys out or gave you an idea of what to do. If you have questions about other classes or builds, or if you want to comment below for a build that worked for you, please share that with everybody else. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like below. We're going to get into week 2 secrets tomorrow, so we'll see where the new stuff is for crafting and quests and all of that fun stuff, and you guys know I'll get a video up over that as soon as I can tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching this one. If you want to find me streaming on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/Ebontis, or over on Twitter, it's Ebontis, but thank you. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button, hit the alert bell. Hope to see you in the next video.